singers. Totally jet set the zinger.
Pesky clinger next to linger in lingerie made by Ann Taylor. Handstand a standard Camaro with Santana.
Banana peel slipping, I feel women in menopause.
Handle these sickens, I'm Glock clicking with cheddar ball.
Trampoline dick and I'm real sick and I'm better off.
Kennedy tripping, I wanna become a senator.
Off stance in transit, titties out, booties up. Trying to find a way to see that everybody poops enough.
Who the fuck been moving up on Julia with Rufio? And I will take it all of you with bayonets and Uzi guns. What?
Something was touching me, hoping someone that wanna suck me under the fucking sea. What?
Sucking it fucking D. Do you wanna do it? She said, bumblebee.
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 Rolling like a tumbleweed.
Tommy B.
Tumbling.
I think that I'm hungry.
Grilled cheese.
Honey bee.
Tell your mama what it be.
I just wanna take this time to say what's up to scummy tea.
Suffering.
Succotash.
Kick you in a fucking ass.
Buffering.
Suck a dick. Terrible connection.
Dial up.
Pile on.
Entering the fire zone.
Call me on a xylophone.
Put a brand new style on.
Pimp it out. This is it. Pimp it out. This is it. Pimp it out. This is it.
Welcome back to a star-studded edition of the Weed Cap this week.
Why?
I'm your host, Caleb. Because of my new haircut.
Oh, it's a new man.
Yeah, guys.
It's new.
I'm your host, Caleb. With me, as always, my fiance, Lauren. Cat's out of the bag. I shaved off all of my wonderful long,
luscious curls that count.
my long locks that I took years to grow. Were cut off. A Mexican woman at the haircuttery performed Santeria on me today.
That's right.
She kept saying, "Oh, you're a new man."
No, literally no one in the hair salon could believe that he was cutting it all off. They're like, "What do you mean? Aren't you just getting a trim?" He's like, "Nope."
Yeah, they were like, "I'm going to go wash your hair." And I'm like, "Well, I just washed it before I came, but that's fine, whatever." And then she was like, I was getting ready to sit down in the chair and she was like, "So just a trim?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm cutting it all off." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm cutting it all off." And she was like, "Haha." And I'm like, "No, seriously. I need you to break out that knife that I know you have on you and shear away my hair." And now I've got a very classy kind of
hot.
Got a little
Sexy.
Jack Quaid thing going on right now.
Yeah.
Little Jack Quaid, son of Dennis Quaid. Not Randy Quaid.
I don't know what Jack Quaid looks like, I don't think.
Really? Because he's the main character from the fucking movie. Of the movie of the week.
Oh, is he his dad? I mean, what?
Is he that? Yes.
No. Is he related to Dennis Quaid?
Yes, it's his son. That's Dennis Quaid's son.
He looks like him. He looks like him.
I look like Randy Quaid's son.
Who's that?
Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon.
That's his son too.
Yeah.
They're all related right now.
That's
he
his
does
nephew.
look like. Oh, okay.
That's his nephew.
He kind of does look like cousin Eddie too.
And she gave me that exact haircut.
It's all coming together. You know what she did?
She gave me that exact haircut. Guys, the movie of this week is Companion. You'll have to excuse us if we're a little sluggish. We went to a beautiful, succulent Chinese meal with
oh my God.
friend of the show, downtown Parker Brown. I'm not going to hit the air horn, but we went to a lovely sushi.
It was to celebrate his belated birthday.
All you can eat sushi. Took him out to sushi. There was all sorts of.
You guys got steak.
We got steak. We got New York strip. We got, and we sit down and I'm like, I'm going to need alcohol to go get my haircut because we've been through this before. Getting a haircut gives me anxiety. I don't like to make small talk. Yeah. And once the haircut starts, you're trapped in small talk. Mm-hmm. Luckily, she just put my shit up in a bun and took her little butterfly knife. She took it out of her ankle holster. She had it on an ankle holster.
Chopped away.
She did a couple of like blade tricks with it. And then she cut the bun down and then she was just able to use clippers on it.
Like a machete.
Like a machete. Exactly like a machete.
In the Amazon rainforest.
She had a small blade. She told me her machete was being sharpened. There was a sharpening service coming in. Guys, the movie this week, Companion. Companion, starring Jack Quaid, some lady, and we're gonna get into this. Her name, is gonna be Sophie Thatcher.
Yeah.
Sophie Thatcher. Yeah.
Has she been in anything else?
I don't know. I'm assuming she's British just by looking at her. I mean, that could be wrong. Oh, nope. She's from Illinois.
Wow.
Oh, she's a real Midwest bitch.
You know who else is in this? Two people that we've seen recently. Well, one person we've seen a lot recently. What's his name?
Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows is in it.
But like
And
the
then
other guy.
The other guy is going to be the guy who got his ass hit, Lucas Gage.
He was also in The Roadhouse, which was the
was-
last movie we watched.
Yeah, this guy, I'm on a real Lucas Gage kick lately.
Yeah, we're just going down his list of movies. Well, he was in The White Lotus. That's where we saw him the first time.
That's where he's getting his ass eaten. I'm on a real twink kick. I'm in my twink era right now.
Yeah.
Where I'm just consuming a lot of twink media. Twink content. I'm a twink consumer at the moment.
Yeah.
So this is a companion.
If you have any twink recommendations, let us know.
Yeah. So starring Sophie Thatcher as Iris. And I read her name and I was like, she grew up Mormon, by the way.
That makes
but
sense.
she thinks
That makes
the church is evil. I assume she was British because her last name sounds like something British people would call a pussy.
Thatcher.
What's this then? Oh, is it right in your Thatcher? Oh, am I going to fill your Thatcher up? Oh, just kind of sounds like a pussy.
Thatcher.
Maybe that's me. Maybe
I feel like it's a famous last name.
It's maybe
like
it
an
is
author or something.
I don't read.
I know.
I can't read. I literally cannot read. I get
you have tons of books.
Yeah, they're for show.
Oh,
They're all for
I knew
show.
that about you. Yeah, because you know what? I've never really seen you read. Just flipping through the pages.
Looking at pictures.
Yeah, a lot of them have pictures.
Yep. The only book that I've read, I've read a couple. I've read.
Someone's calling me.
Oh, what was that one that I used to read all the time when we first started dating? When we first started dating, there was one that I used to read. Mein Kampf.
Bitch.
Mein Kampf, that's what it was.
Oh, you used to read the Louis C.K. No.
No.
It wasn't Louis C.K. It was Nick
C.K.
Offerman. You let me borrow your Nick Offerman book. I remember that.
Louis C.K. How to jerk off in front of people.
Yeah, Caleb had that book on his nightstand.
I had that on my nightstand. I never really jerk. Because when you jerk off in front of someone, what is the other person doing? That's the thing I don't understand.
It's just the satisfying. I guess he's getting off on someone like watching it.
I guess, but like, this is the thing, okay?
I'd ask them to participate.
I understand that. I understand that but when Louis C.K. looks closer to me than Louis C.K. looks closer to John Krasinski or whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I mean? Like, if someone like that wants to jerk off and wants to watch guys who look like me or Louis C.K. or Harvey Weinstein, we have no business subjecting someone to watch us jerk off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
if you're attractive, make people watch you jerk off. Whatever. That's not my business.
I think that's called porn. I don't know.
It's not my business.
OnlyFans.
But when you're a hideous, grotesque chub of a man, I don't understand why that's not embarrassing to you. It should be. Masturbation's a very shameful thing, and it should be done.
Power move.
I don't think it was a power move with Louis C.K. I think it was for Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. I can't sit here and
speculate.
Try to put myself in the mind of Louis C.K. because my hair is not red, but I do not understand what he got from that. And also, I would like to point out, and this is a big thing, and maybe we'll lose some listeners here, Louis C.K. did ask them. And if they said no, he didn't do it.
Consensual.
That's correct. I mean, then you get into this power dynamics thing, and it's like, oh, well, he was...
That's what I said. It was power.
Yeah, I guess. I
don't know. It's a complicated situation. But if you're famous, pay someone to watch you jerk off. I don't know.
And that gets back into the Justin Tucker thing, the Deshaun Watson, these guys who go to these massage therapists and want them to jerk off, but they're going to legitimate like massage therapists. Yeah. Why not go to the Asian place where they will happily jerk you off?
Yeah. It's like literally what you go there and you pay for.
You've got $7 million this year.
Oh my God. They're trying to get it covered under their insurance.
Oh my God, they're Jewish? They're all Jewish?
They're going to these massage therapists because it's covered under, like an injury or whatever.
Oh, I respect the hustle.
And they're trying to get it covered because otherwise you'd have to pay out of pocket, But
But
they do have the money. That's the problem is like you can afford to go to the spots that jerk you off and get jerked off. Like I know you can.
That would be really funny to submit to your insurance company an invoice for a hand job. And be like, I was a medical release.
Yeah, it had to happen.
I was provided.
Give a doctor's note.
I went to a body work session and I was provided relief. Yeah. And now I'm ready to miss field goals because that's all Justin Tucker has done for the past couple of years.
Well, not for the Ravens
Except
anymore.
for, you know what? He did miss the 66-yard field goal against the Detroit Lions when I had money on it against everybody at work.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Cocksucker. So... companion, a young woman named Iris. The movie opens. She recalls meeting her boyfriend Josh for the first time, and it's a meet cute.
Yeah, which we didn't know what that was.
Oh, I knew I told you what it was.
You looked it up. I said, "What's a meet cute?" You're like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
and then you Googled it
because we don't have one. A meet cute.
You want to know how we met?
Go ahead.
Facebook
Marketplace.
Yeah.
She was selling a Jeff Gordon die cast, and I was collecting Jeff Gordon die casts at the time. And I said, hey, I'd like to purchase that Jeff Gordon die cast. I went over and she blew me.
No, first I got out of the car and I said, hey, I'm Laura, nice to meet you. And he almost ran away because he thought I was underage.
Yeah, that was a real concern of mine.
Of a very
when
high
I heard your voice. This is really how we really met. Lauren and I went to the same elementary school.
Yes.
We were a year. She's older than me, MILF alert. And we went to the same elementary school. We lost contact. We never really had contact, but we were.
No, we definitely knew. I feel like we've seen each other around for sure because we grew up in the same town.
That's right. And then one day I was scrolling through Facebook Messenger. And I saw a photo, or not Messenger, Facebook, and it used
people you may know.
It used to recommend you, and I was like, I do not know her, but I would like to know her biblically. And then I sent her a message, and long story short, we've been doing it for 10 years.
That's right. So it just goes to show you.
Yep.
You can meet people on Facebook.
So the meet cute, they're in the grocery store, right? And they're both reaching for an orange or some bullshit. They got to get their citrus in.
Oranges fall.
They fall. They look at each other. She's recalling that. And then they're driving to a lake house to meet their friends, Kat, then Eli and Patrick, who are a flamboyant gay couple played by Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows and Lucas Gage.
The ass.
And Guillermo's very, very sassy. He's wearing like European length shorts and he's got these floral things. They do like a choreographed 80s gay dance.
Yes.
They're having vicious anal sex the entire time. He's sitting on a pillow. It's crazy. And then there's Sergey.
Yeah.
And that's not a joke. That's his real name.
No, that's his name.
How funny would it be? Sergey?
Sergey?
Yes, Sergey. Kat's boyfriend who owns the lake house. Yeah. So the first night, they're all drinking, they're all partying, they're dancing. But then there's like this real undercurrent that no one likes Iris.
Yeah.
And
everybody's like not talking to her, not including her. And it's weird.
It's weird at first. And the next day, she goes down to the lake. Sergey comes down and he attempts to rape her.
Correct.
And Sergey is a big brooding man with a wonderful mustache. He looks Mongolian almost, but I think he's Russian.
I think he's Russian or like
he's got a big handlebar mustache. And he's like, hey, I'd like to do this. She's
like, no thanks, I have a boyfriend.
She says
like, no, the girl, my girlfriend told me that this is what you do. Everyone. So then we find out, everybody thinks that she's a sex robot.
Right. Or a fuckbot.
A fuckbot.
As they call him in the movie. Yeah. And then so Sergey is trying to rape her. And then she says, I don't want to, you're not going to fuck me. And then what does Sergey do? He says, I'm actually a stadium touring comedian. Would you like to just jerk me off? Right. Would you like to watch me jerk off?
He did ask for consent, but unfortunately she said no.
She said no. He tries to rape her. She kills him.
Yeah. And
she takes a knife out, and then we find out that, and through one of the funniest scenes of all time, the camera just shoots to Jack Quaid coming hard, like his face is contorted. And he's like, oh, and then he rolls off of her, and she starts like she's clearly dissatisfied, which is crazy because like how could a robot?
It's a robot. Well,
do you think robots orgasm? I don't think so. They can't. They don't.
yeah, I don't even know. Does she have a clit?
I don't think so. I think it's probably just a singular hole. She probably doesn't even have an asshole.
She probably don't even know. What, does she pee and poop?
No, she's a robot.
Well, she doesn't know that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, she's not aware that she's a robot until they tell her.
Well, that's a good point.
So, like, what is she doing? Everyone else is going to the restroom. She's showering. She is showering. So that's something.
Well, yeah, because she's like a fleshlight or something. You can't
She's
just
like eating and drinking.
You can't be busting in it over and over and over without cleaning it. It's going to start smelling bad. It's going to look bad. There's going to be...
It's crazy how you don't even have to clean it. Because like in normal situations when a guy has like one of those, remember? Do you remember the sex dolls when you moved into Larry?
Oh my God. I come from a family... Okay, we're going to get into this real quick. Okay, I moved...
When we first started dating... Nah, it was like 2 years.
It was like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I moved from my biological father's parents' house back into my mother's parents' house where I had lived for forever. I'd grown up there. So my grandfather had a first marriage
He had a lot of kids.
to a fucking witch of a woman, by the way, and she's got some cunty fucking daughters. But she has a son who is a
Certified weirdo.
sexual deviant.
Yeah, fucking
So
weird.
I
No
move.
offense.
I move into my room there, and I look, and there's just this long box, like a refrigerator box almost.
It looks like a coffin box. I
Yeah.
said to him, I said, what is that? Is it a mantle? Is it I got mantles on the mind. Is it what is that? And he's like, I don't know. You didn't want to touch it at first. You were like, it's not my shit. I'm not touching it. And I'm like,
that's because I'm respectful. If I walk into a room and I have zero curiosity about anything that doesn't have to do with me.
Cannot relate.
No, Lauren's like,
I need to know.
she's always hunting for treasure. And I'm like, look around
Like
at
a
this
crow.
house. There's, like a crow.
Dude, there was so much treasure in that house.
Yeah.
It was all covered in dust, but it was there.
Yeah. So,
I think I discovered it.
We opened the box, and there are 2 human-sized sex dolls with dressed like cheerleaders for some reason.
Wigs,
And
mouth agape.
Yeah, so let's just call that guy Mike, that guy who was a freak.
Yeah.
I asked my other uncle, Matt, and I go, hey, why are there fucking sex dolls? And Michael had just moved out.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, Mike is a fucking freak. He's like, I would walk by to go to the bathroom, and he would have the door open.
And he would be brushing their hair.
He would be brushing their hair and like giving them shoulder rubs and stuff. And I was like, what? So then we had to do a deep clean of the room.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was like, there was nowhere to put them in the house.
No.
And I got sick of sleeping in the room with these things in the corner of the room inside of a box.
Yeah.
And so me and my other uncle, Matt, we drove to a public dumpster and picked them up and dumped them in.
Oh my God.
This is the craziest part. When we dumped them in, the top of the box opened and they fell out, and it looked like 2 dead bodies in the public dumpster of a place in Lineborough.
Bro, somebody probably drove by and stole those fuckers though, unfortunately.
Ew. Oh, you can't have a secondhand sex doll.
You don't think?
Well, I guess everybody's pussy secondhand.
What the fuck?
I mean, because you don't think about it. You have like a sex doll and you're like, oh my God, I would never fuck that. But like, you've had sex with other people, I fuck you. I've had sex with other people, you fuck me. I guess what's the difference? What I mean, because it's
cleaned it out. Yeah, I guess
that's disgusting.
Ew! Imagine cleaning out someone's dirty, gross, dried up cum.
Stop.
Out of a sex doll so that you can fuck it.
This is the thing.
That's desperation right there. Huh?
I guess that I've never been horny enough to need anything other than a hand.
Yeah.
Why would you go through all? First of all, I don't think this man was so fucking weird and perverted, and probably should be on a list if he's not already.
I'm sure he is.
Fucking by the way, the pointiest jugular you've ever seen. Oh. I've only met him a couple times. One time when my grandfather was in the hospital, he tried to hug my mom, and my mom was like, my mom hates him, and for good reason. My mom was like, if you try to touch me, I'm going to knock you the fuck out in front of all of these people.
And his mom is like 5'5", but like she's a fucking scary bitch when she's angry. So she would have done that shit.
We were in a hospice center, and he went to hug her, and she goes, let me tell you something. You try to touch me again, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out in front of all these people. This retarded dumb fuck then goes, okay, and tries to hug me. And I was like, buddy, I think if you touch me, she's still gonna knock you the fuck out. I don't want to hug you. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, really. Pointy jugular, though. I mean,
that must signify something.
The kind of jugular that if he was hiding behind a wall, it would look like a greater than symbol sticking out.
Oh no!
Yeah, he had a real bird's beak on his neck. It was disgusting. So he had a bunch of sex dolls for some reason, but I think it probably it wasn't just sex. He's like a profoundly weird and lonely person. So I think it was like companion.
Like this movie.
Like this movie. Exactly.
Except
they were an inanimate object.
He probably would have liked a robot better.
Of course. If you have the option between, first of all, I don't understand, again, having sex with just what is essentially a fleshlight with a bunch of limbs around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just me. But if you have, in this movie, she's talking, she's movable. Yeah. And the cool thing about her in this movie is that all you have to say is, Iris, go to sleep. And she shuts off.
The fuck down. Yeah.
She just shuts off.
I know you wish I had that.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Showing me like TikTok videos? Lauren, go to sleep. And then I'd just probably play NHL 25 and smoke weed for like 8 hours. And then I would...
You do that with me awake.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have the TikTok videos, you know?
The TikTok videos? I don't even show you TikTok videos. Also, you don't have TikTok.
Oh my God, there's a botanical gardens outside of Pittsburgh. When are we going there? I'll tell you what, we go to Pittsburgh. First stop is not any goddamn botanical garden.
It's a Philly cheesesteak place.
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Primanti Brothers.
Oh.
I love Primanti Brothers. Boy, do I fuck with Primanti Brothers heavy. I'm a big fan of whenever they take stuff that's not normally on a sandwich that's on the side and put it on the sandwich.
Yes.
So
coleslaw, fries.
Iris kills Sergey. She comes back blood-soaked, and she's like, I just love you so much.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is happening?
They all run away, and he says, Iris, go to sleep, and they shut her down. So then they tie her up, right? Mm-hmm. And then Josh says, hey, you're a companion robot. She's like, no, I know how we met. And he's like, no, it's just a code.
He's like, I picked that out of a random list. And she's like, what?
Yeah. And then they have... like he explains it all to her. And
they're calling the company where the robots come from to like come pick her up. And then we find out that the whole plan is that they like, what is it called when you hack? It's not hack. It's
jailbreak.
Yeah. They jailbroke the robot to make her like hurt people because they're programmed not to hurt people.
It's a plan. They wanted her to kill Sergey.
To get his money. He had a fuck ton of money in his lake house.
Yeah. So it's a whole plan for them to do that. And then you find out that she is controlled by an app on his phone.
Yeah, the Quaid guy.
He's got control over her like she's a fucking Skyrim character. He can
a sim character. You can change the vocals and shit.
He can turn her intelligence up, change the eye color.
She had a 40% intelligence, by the way.
Yeah. So she
kind of fucked.
Then she distracts him. She breaks free. She steals Josh's phone and goes into the forest where she boosts her intelligence from 40% to 100%.
Yeah.
Then he says, yeah, hey, I jailbroke her or whatever. And it was for Josh and Kat to steal $12 million from his safe.
Right. And they weren't going to include the gay guys. The gay guys were just there as like a, what's it called? An alibi.
Yeah.
But then come to find out the gay guy, he finds out and he wants his cut or else he's going to tell.
Yeah. Right. And
basically.
But then you find out one of the gay guys is a sex bot.
Yeah. So then while they're all in the forest looking for Iris, we find out that Mr. Patrick, who is also getting his salad tossed in a lot of these movies, he's a robot and he's been a robot. They've been together for like years.
There are worse things to be typecast as, I think, than the guy who gets his ass eaten in movies.
Yeah, I guess.
Like you could be typecast as like the schlubby fat guy or
True,
like
like the slob or like
the used car salesman. You could be typecast as so many things. To be the attractive young twink who gets his ass eaten
that's true.
is like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he is. No offense. He must be gay, right?
I
In real
don't know.
life. They
I
don't
think
say
so.
those things on Wikipedia.
No. So then she gets away. They program Twink Boy. They jailbreak him and they
Yes.
send him off after her.
Well, what she does is she hacks into his car because he's got like a Tesla self-driving bullshit car, but it won't recognize her voice at first, so it won't drive. So she does her little voice control thing on her app and she makes it sound just like her man. All the while, her man's trying to break into the car to stop her from going, but she says nope.
Yep.
And she does get pretty far away until
I think the car dies, right?
no, he reports it stolen, and so it like pulls
it
over
shuts
and
down.
it won't.
and
Yeah,
She gets
she can't get out.
she can't
by the
get
way,
she can't get out. She breaks out. A cop comes up. For some reason, she's only speaking Dutch.
oh, she changes it because she can't lie. She's a robot, and one of the features of this robot is that they can't lie. And so she knows that if he starts asking questions, she's going to tell him the truth. So she changes her whatever to German so that when she tells him what's going on, he's not going to be able to understand.
I'm so glad that you picked up on that because
You didn't know?
I didn't understand the rationale behind that. I'm like, why is this bitch speaking Dutch? But I was all fucked up, so I didn't want to.
It's because this is like, I guess, and she can't turn that feature off in the fucking app because that'd be one of the things that I'd first turn off. I'd be like, I need to lie.
So then Twink Boy kills the sheriff, puts him in the back of the car, drives back to the lake house where he takes the sheriff's uniform.
And he pretends to be a sheriff. But not, first they're going to kill him. Remember, they have a gun and they're going to shoot her in the head.
Yeah.
But come to find out, you shoot this bitch in the head, there's nothing in there. Because
Nope.
when the robot people come to pick her up, they're like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really going on up there. Everything's in her stomach.
They're like, yeah, we'll boot her up in the van. She'll
Along
be
with
fine.
his semen, right?
Oh, he's blasting on that motherboard for sure.
Like, I just don't know. And she has a water reservoir in there. So, like, what? How is all the technology mixing around with the fluids?
That's a good
Doesn't
question.
make sense to me.
Maybe her pussy is encased in an otter box. You know, like the
That can't
inside
feel
of it.
good.
No. I mean, I'm sure there's something in there, you know.
Oh my God. Have you ever seen one of those things like with it has glitter and like sea creatures and stuff in it and it's like a little tubular thing?
Yeah.
It's probably one of those.
Oh, yeah. You do look at those as a guy and go, could I fuck this?
Yeah, but I heard that it doesn't feel like anything.
No, because again, the hand is superior to all.
Well, also there's no rigidness in there. It's just
Well,
squish.
Yeah.
You got to have a little something, right? Like a little grip.
Oh, I need the gorilla grip. Beating on the chest. I need the gorilla grip. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the guys show up from the company and the Twink Boy is pretending to be the sheriff.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, everything's fine, whatever.
They're lying to them. And then what do they say? They're like, well, it doesn't matter because she's got surveillance footage. So we'll just check the tapes.
We'll boot her up in the car and then
Roll the tapes.
Twink Boy kills both of them.
One of them. The other one runs into the forest.
Oh, yeah.
and Iris saves him.
Yeah, run me through the rest of the movie because I was pretty...
I don't really... Okay, so basically Patrick's trying to kill him. The one guy runs away because he really wants to kill Iris because that's where the memory or whatever is stored.
Right above her Thatcher. It's
Correct.
right above her Thatcher. Yep.
And they run into the forest. And then as Patrick is trying to kill the robot guy, Iris comes out of nowhere and he's like, hey, like, remember who you actually love? Because do you want to know how they got Patrick jailbroken? They
paired him.
Mr. Quaid took it upon himself to become his partner. And he like reset him back to factory using his dead boyfriend's thumbprint. Okay. And he paired up with him. And then he was like doing everything that Dennis Quaid's son, what the fuck is this guy's name?
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid. Doing everything that Jack Quaid wanted him to do. So Iris is like, hello, Patrick. Don't you remember all the years you spent getting fucked and fucking that guy that's dead right over there? And he was like, oh my God, you're right. So he doesn't kill the robot man. But I can't really remember what happens after that.
She just drives off.
She just drives away.
Yeah, she goes and takes a shower because he burnt her with fire. And she peels her skin off of her robot hand.
Yeah, she's
and then,
exposing her metal robot hand.
Yeah, and then she just drives away. And then they show her like in the shower for some reason. I don't know.
What happens to that guy?
I don't know, but
Oh, she takes all the money.
yeah, she takes all the money.
She takes all the money. I know that. She takes all the money.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what happens to Patrick though.
I need to, if I was ordering a fuck bot, I'd need it a little thicker because she's skin and bones. I don't like that.
I'm sure you have preferences.
Yeah, I don't need one of her jaggedy ass metal hips digging into me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I need the thick bitch.
He likes a little cushion for
I
the
need
cushion.
the thick bitch. I'm like, do you have like a Miami model? Is there some sort of Cubano situation?
Cubano.
Is there a Cubano? Is there... he's listening to the song Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. That's how he names her.
Yeah, which is so fucking lame.
Yeah, it is pretty lame.
I mean, it's lame that you have a sex bot anyway, but it's lame that this is how you choose to name her.
I would feel shit. This is the yeah, it's crazy to have a sex bot and then take it places.
Well, like I guess if you knew what it looked like, because there's a website where you go to pick it up, and that's one of the things where when the robot people come to pick up Iris, they're looking at the fucking other guy who's dressed like a cop, and he's like, "You look so familiar." Yeah, because he's a fucking robot. You made that shit. Like, shouldn't you know? But then when he's in the ambulance or wherever he is, it's not an ambulance, it's just like a truck.
Hey, how you doing? Jack Quaid. This is the robot I fuck. We're here for the party.
Oh, that's an old model of robot. And then boom, dies.
Yeah, they had
Sucks.
It's an old model. They had to pull it out of production because they gave it a giant thunderous horse cock and it was impaling people. It didn't know when to stop. So they had to size it down.
I'm imagining that you can pick like the face and then like you get to choose like a body type and then you also get to choose the size of the cock.
Oh, okay.
Or for the women, the size of the breast, or like, I guess you can't choose whole size.
Whole size.
But probably you could pick like, do
Give
you
me
want both holes?
The biggest you have. I want this thing gaped.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, is she shitting and pissing?
I don't know.
How does she not realize she's a robot if she's not doing that?
I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't know that he shits and pisses.
Also, the first thing he does when he fucking boots this bitch up is fuck her.
Yeah.
Immediately.
That's her purpose. She is a set of holes to dump loads into. Everything else is just secondary. It's all about the loads.
I know.
All about the loads. So, yeah, I could order one with the itty bitty ditty.
Oh, have you guys heard about that?
Guys, the Diddy trial. I am watching this like
locked in.
I'm watching the testimony from the Diddy trial like it's the morning of September 11th and I just turned CNN on. I am glued to my screens reading this testimony. Diddy, of course, dated Cassie, who's and what is with these people with one word names? Diddy,
I don't
Cassie,
know
Cher,
how you
Prince.
don't know who Cassie is. She was popular like when we were younger.
Well, I was living off the grid.
No, you were listening to Kid Rock.
Yeah, a guy with two names. My name is Kid.
His first name is Kid and his last name is Rock.
That's right.
And you're like, oh, it's okay because he's got two names.
That's correct. That's exactly correct. Yeah. Cassie, Kid Rock. Which one sounds
Kid
cooler?
isn't even a name.
Billy the Kid? Huh?
Who is that, a goat?
No, it's a famous cowboy. Billy the Kid. You never heard of that?
That's a stage name. Just like Kid Rock is
Not
a stage name.
Okay, whatever.
What's Kid Rock's real name? What's his name?
Robert.
Wow, that's fucking lame. No wonder he doesn't go by that. Imagine he was like Robert Rock.
Robert Rock sounds pretty fucking cool.
Bob Rock.
My name is Kid. My name is Bob Rock. Bob Rock's pretty fucking cool too.
Probably too close to Bob Ross.
So it's come out that during these Diddy freak off parties, what he would do is he would have a male escort come over and fuck his girlfriend in front of him. And then the male escort would jerk off onto her body. Mm-hmm. Then they would go into
scoop it up.
They would go into a separate room and she would rub the guy's jizz on P. Diddy's nipples.
While we're assuming.
Can you imagine P. Diddy's nipples covered in male hooker semen?
Someone else's. He's into that. Does he watch him fuck or no?
Yeah, he would.
Oh, okay.
She said he would sit there and he would squirt baby oil on them And then the guy would come and then they go into a separate room and she would just rub circles around P. Diddy's nipples with the jizz, which I don't know what that does for anybody, but that's what he likes. He also is being accused of rape by a woman.
Yeah.
And then her testimony says, emotionally, it was very, very, very painful. But physically, I didn't feel a thing because his dick is the size of a Tootsie Roll. Her exact words.
Yeah.
He's got an itty bitty ditty.
That's what he calls it.
Itty bitty ditty.
Itty bitty ditty.
And I mean, to think that you're doing these things and then the only person I can think of is the court stenographer who's sitting there typing.
Dude, he or she is keeping a straight face somehow, hearing all of this, writing it down like, oh my fucking God.
She's like, and semen on the nipples. And then she's got to go ... itty bitty ditty.
Itty bitty ditty is so funny.
The craziest thing is itty bitty ditty is a better rap name because it already rhymes.
You're right.
It already shows what you can do.
Well, okay, so clearly Diddy was insecure about his itty bitty ditty, and so that's why he wanted to be called Puff Daddy.
It's hard to believe that the guy who killed Tupac is getting cum rubbed on his nipples and he's got a millimeter Peter. I mean, the guy who literally ordered
That is crazy.
the hit on Tupac, one of like the most prolific, quote unquote, it's going to sound
Tupac didn't have an itty
so
bitty
white, gangster rappers who rapped about killing people and stuff. And then Diddy's having cum rubbed on his nipple and he's like, we ending it tonight. We're ending it tonight. He's going to regret the day he talked bad about Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy.
Dude, this is sick.
Now get down and work this itty bitty ditty while I make a few phone calls. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I can't even imagine. I just can't.
What?
Like being in a relationship with someone and then like they probably couldn't fuck though. So maybe she enjoyed it. Maybe she was like, oh, this is better than you just sticking your little Tootsie Roll on the surface. I don't know.
I don't. Just playing around in the lobby.
We can't really fit it up in there. I don't know.
He's just hanging out in the lobby while people are taking elevators to the top floor. He's hanging out with the bellman.
Imagine raping someone and them being like, I didn't even feel it.
Them being like...
Emotionally, sure, but physically, I'm fine.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't even tell if I was raped.
They go to the police. They're like, look, I'm not really sure what this is.
We're going to have to do a kit because I'm not sure what happened.
They're like, they tested her. She's like clean.
He was...
Because he couldn't get in there.
He was forcefully around it.
Yeah.
He was around it with bad intention.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, whether he ever gained access, that remains to be seen. Those are secrets of the night that will never...
She's like, I couldn't tell you.
That's what is happening in the shadows. You don't know.
Yeah. It would be traumatizing, though. Definitely emotional pain from that fucking shit.
Oh, it's horrible. I don't envy her at all. I feel horrible for her. But in a way, it almost has to be empowering for her to go on the stand and be
hell yeah.
I don't even fucking know what he did, to be honest with you. I mean, he was there... and you know, what happened after that, I don't know. I literally could not tell you because there was no physical sensation.
Yeah, she's like, I think he was there.
And then Diddy's talking to a male escort. He's like, yeah, I was with a bitch last night. I beat it up. And she's like, I had no sensation. There was nothing.
She was like, it felt like you were just slapping my pussy.
I was raped by a breeze. I was raped by a breeze blowing.
A breeze blowing.
In the distance. I have no idea what happened. And then he went on to kill Tupac Shakur.
That's crazy, dude.
It is pretty crazy when you think about it like that.
I think when you have a little dick, though, you just have to have the upper hand.
I imagine that would be pretty.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All the listeners at home, it's not an itty bitty ditty.
Fuck yes, no, it's not.
Thank you. Guys, this has been The Weed Cap. I'm your host, Caleb. With me as always.
What would you rate this movie?
I would give it...
you said it was like one of the best movies you've ever seen.
It was really fun to watch. I was really high, but it was the whole time. I swear to God, I audibly gasped like three. I was like, when they made the little twink boy a robot, I was like,
Yeah, it was like you wouldn't expect. Well, now you guys are going to know what it is.
well,
I'm just saying.
if you haven't watched it by now, shame on you.
When did it come out?
2025.
It's a new movie.
It's a newish, but if you're not on it, that's not our problem.
Get on it.
Thank you for listening.
We love you.
We love you. We hope you have a glorious week. We will see you guys later in the week. Real quick, just a side note, Friday live shows are done.
Damn.
Friday live shows are a thing of the past, and this is why. Because at 8 o'clock on Fridays, before we started doing this show live, guess where we were at?
In bed.
Bed. And what we've realized is that it's not fun to have a live show hanging over your head on a Friday night. You get off work, you had a bad day at work, things aren't going well. Or a bad week. Friday night, sometimes you just want to sit on the couch with a bong between your legs and have someone play with that
some takeout food,
itty bitty ditty, and not have to worry about doing a live show. That does not mean that live shows are done.
No.
Absolutely not, because we enjoy the live shows. We enjoy the chatting. And even if no one listens to a live show, it's still the option.
It's still fun for us.
It's still the option still there. And
we're doing it for us, not you.
It's like we can record the episode, and if someone's listening live, cool. If not, then you guys just listen to it when it drops. But we will be doing Saturday morning wake and bakes. Saturday morning wake and bakes at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. We're gonna watch a movie on Friday night in bed.
Yeah.
And because that's the other thing, we were tired when we were trying to do these shows. Sometimes it's like your mind's not firing on all cylinders.
No.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wake up on Saturday mornings and we're gonna get super fucking high.
Not that we don't already do that.
I'm talking bong hits, edibles for breakfast. We are going to get so fucking high, and then we're going to talk about the movies that we watched the previous night.
With a cup of coffee. Maybe a can of Celsius.
Yeah, getting a little...
Maybe a little scrambled egg. No, I'm just kidding.
Saturday morning beverage, and...
Maybe you guys will join us with your Saturday morning
Maybe
beverage.
we'll have a nice little chat. Maybe we'll have people call in about the movies that they watched the previous night.
Ooh, yeah. Friday night's a big night for people to be watching movies. I don't know if you guys are like us, which if you're listening to this, you probably are. You're watching movies on Friday. You're not going out.
Nope. You're in bed, and we will see you guys.
We love you.
We love you. We will see you. Saturday. We'll drop another episode Saturday morning, if not one before then. And then the every Saturday morning Weed Cap Wake and Bake will be a thing moving forward. We'll be live on YouTube like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We'll come up with a time.
We'll post it on Instagram.
And thank you for listening. We love you.
Watch this fucking movie.
We look forward to hearing the rooster crow with you on Sunday mornings. Saturday mornings. We love you.
Totally fat, right?
Looking like I'm glowing in the dark, holding a flashlight. If you know what I'm talking about, blink once.
Shout out to the women in the crowd that drink cum.
Merlin,
Farms,
chill zone,
slushies.
How you gonna tell me that you still don't love me?
Lovely.
1/5
Sugar in a cup of tea.
looking like a punk bitch.
You could never fuck with me.
Love fits,
Buckle in,
make a bed,
tuck 'em in.
tough until I take piano wire to his double chin.
Lucky 666.
Looking like a fucking bitch.
I don't know what's up with you.
You don't know what's up with this.
Trouble